Okay, we're back, but still kind of in awkward town. Zombie is fixing her mic. Or not her mic, excuse me, her lamp. Not audio, her visual, right? And Billowy's in a game, so we're waiting for them to get out of a game so we can get the next series going, all that good stuff. But the prize wasn't bumped up to $213, and I hope that's we're not quite. I think there's still a couple codes remaining. I'll moan later. I do want to thank Glaburp though for the 18-month resubs, his year and a half. Yeehaw! Thank you for the 18 months. While this goes on though, again, it's double elimination today. It's the first time we've ever run it like this, and I don't think it'll become the new standard. It had everything to do with the fact that we just had really low signups for today, and a lot of no-shows on top of that. So, looks like actually Billowy advanced. Wait, am I in the wrong lobby here? No, Crank's with us.
What?
There's no way aLive and Billowy started without us, right?
No, I just finished. Although, oh, he just asked me. Okay,
they're just in their own lobby. I was curious about that because like aLive, if anybody, like he knows us more than anyone else when it comes to lobbies and setup and stuff. That would have been very sad.
Hey, cats.
Serenity TX, happy 13 months from the artist formerly known as Corbin J. Oh, hey, Corbin, that's the dude we met at DreamHack, right?
Yes, it is.
Had a drink with him, and he learned how bad I am at drinking. Good times.
Yeah.
Yo, a lot of people hear this, and they're like, oh, Rifkin's just exaggerating. It's like, not the case, though. Feels bad, man. By the way, for those who don't know, Terminator in chat, the guy who's got all those crazy bits, he's probably our biggest bit supporter, if I had to guess. He also supports my Patreon, which is really nice of him. And for those who don't know, one of my Patreon rewards is that you can totally come spectate a game once per month of your choosing, as long as we're in control of the tournament. So, like, you can't butt your way into DreamHack, for example. However, one of the other added benefits to it is you get to hear us talk and kind of talk with us during the breaks, too. So there's a lot of upsides to it. Consider checking out my Patreon. But the point is, I bring it up because at some point in the cast, we're going to be bringing on a third person that some of you will know, some of you won't know. And that's going to be Terminator. I think he said he wanted in for the finals of the tournament today. But I almost went to the commercial scene out of awkward habit, when really we are getting into a brand new best of 3. Now this is the losers bracket, so we've jumped down below. It's the losers bracket semifinals. The winner will play against No Regrets. But first we need to find who's going to head there. In the top right, we've seen him a couple times today. We've seen him actually in TvT and TvZ, and he didn't look phenomenal in either. Now's his time to shine in TvP. Ladies and gentlemen, it's aLive.
In the bottom left is the blue Protoss. It is Billowy. I need to be right back.
Also, I don't know why that didn't. So I tried to move the camera. You guys probably just saw me zoom in on aLive again. It didn't register, but the spin still worked. So I don't know what was going on there. We'll just count as like a weird hiccup bug. But yeah, it's Billowy. Also, thank you to Stelios Cantos for the 15 months. This is 15 already. Thanks for doing what you do and keep doing it, or keeping doing it. Yeah, real talk moment, guys, and I know this is like going to be sappy bullshit, so I'll just say this with as straight of a face as I can. I actually will oftentimes have those moments where I ask, why are we doing what we do? Because we're not getting rich doing it. Don't get me wrong, Zombie and I make a fair wage, but I'd like to be making more one day. The point is, though, I look at that, and like every time we see shit on Reddit, or I get some dumb tweet, or somebody denies me for like a job application or a sponsor application, I always look back at our fucking subs. And even if, like in this horrible hypothetical scenario, half of you were fake, and like someone had sub-botted us or some bullshit, even if that was the case, that's still 500 plus people who like what we do enough to say, hey, I'm going to give you a couple of bucks each month, and I want to support what you're doing so that you can keep doing it. And that means the fucking world to me, man. So keeping doing what we're doing it thanks to you guys. Well, I should say in part thanks to you guys. The other part goes to our sponsors, who we haven't shouted out at all today. So I need to give some love to Twitch, because specifically Twitch picked up this tournament. This was meant to be like a temporary thing back in December, if you guys remember, right? 4 tournaments. Maybe it would go somewhere, maybe it wouldn't. And Twitch were the ones who picked it up, which was awesome. So they put the money here that we can pay our admins. They give us the money that we can pay players for the prize pool. And then Match Arena joined in as well. We've been selling the shit out of Match Arena today. And thanks to you guys, $223 have been raised for the prize pool today. And you can rest assured that the players will get every single cent, as Match Arena helps cover the payment costs and the PayPal fees and all that good stuff as part of their partnership agreement with us. They're good people. Also, man, Michael likes to drink. Michael from Match Arena is the guy who set up a lot of stuff up for us, and I got to see him at DreamHack, and I don't know that I ever saw him sober, even during the mornings / early afternoons.
Really?
Yeah.
Hi.
Kudos to that guy, though, to be able to keep it going all day. I drink once, I'm done for the day. I'm going to pass out. Speaking of drinking, thank you, Drunken Master, for the 29 months, says Kappa. But now we're at a stage of the game where things have progressed to the point of being worth talking about. I guess if you want to note, aLive didn't really get up to Scout. It is Proxima Station, and hardest map to use Reapers on, period. Didn't get to see the Stargate. Maybe assumes that's the case. Regardless, a Widow Mine's coming out at home, and if this is positioned properly, oh, it's rallied. Oh, this is possibly such sick bait. Does the Oracle see this and get greedy for the Reaper? Hell, I think it would have just flown over the Widow Mine one way or the other. And he does get greedy. The greed costs him the Oracle. Sick moves out of aLive. I like that a lot. So that takes care of the Oracle. Nice. The problem is there's still going to be Phoenix, and there's still going to be difficulties on the other side of the field when it comes to actually dropping anything. But I know you just went to be right back. Did you see what just happened? That was so dope.
No, I didn't.
aLive, like, quote-unquote AFK'd with his Reaper over this random Widow Mine in the middle of the map, and the Oracle totally took the bait for it. It's cool beans.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I disposed of the light bulbs maturely and safely.
Are you okay? It sounded like maybe you were dying a little bit.
No, well, the way you get the lampshade off is like kind of weird because we had to put in a longer cord for the thingamajigger. So anyways, yeah, they were a little broken, so I might have inhaled, you know, a daily dose of mercury. It's fine.
Oh. Well, I heard that's also in fish. People eat fish all the time, so clearly you must be okay.
Yeah, I'm probably fine. Nah, but definitely airing out the room now. Anywho, what do we got going on here? It looks like a regular PvT, never mind. So that one cool thing happened, and then the grenade happened there, and I'm all caught up.
Yeah, pretty much. Nothing too astounding outside of that. I guess I didn't give my typical billowy speech, but he is a good player, guys, despite his weird and inconsistency. And I really feel like with aLive, maybe he was playing sloppy earlier, but that Reaper micro move really impressed me and told me, like, okay, maybe now he's taking it serious. I mean, he 2-0'd Keen prior to this as well, so it's not like he was slacking off over there.
Billowy is like, well, he was really great in the PvPs that we were having for so many of these Korean tournaments, but it's kind of gone back to just a lot of Terrans. And, well, this one is such a small tournament, but there are still a lot of Terrans left over. Chakshi and aLive, basically. It's actually a very even round of 4, isn't it? 2 Terrans, 1 Protoss, and 1 Zerg. Balance achieved.
Meh.
Balance achieved.
Okay, balance achieved.
Good. This is a nice little push here. I mean, he brought in a CV to build a military, that would have made it perfect, but I think just the overwhelming army supply is gonna...
He doesn't have an Oracle for detection. I just realized he never rebuilt that, so there's no revelation, and there's no way to see the Widow Mines unless they're out of the ground.
Well, he could at least try and use them to splash on top of the Marines as well. Decides not to. He's down 20 army supply, and a lot of that is because his gateways were late. They only just finished, along with his Resident Glaze and +1. If he could wait for another warp in, plus those upgrades, he might just be able to clean this up. But he's also going to be a little supply blocked.
I don't know, man. No robo, no detection. He knows about these Widow Mines. This is going to be a crazy transfer to go through like this without splitting. And he takes so much damage before he even transfers through.
Yeah, it's still enough, but that was brutal. It could have been worse. He also stops what could have been another drop with the Phoenixes since they didn't have to come. Well, they didn't come. If they had come with the army, maybe they gave by the Phoenixes, but they also might have cleaned up the medevacs. As it is, aLive gets out of there with every single medevac.
Still has no detection. If any of these Widow Mines manage to pick up themselves and waddle over to that mineral line, this can be hell to pay for Billowy. But the road was on the way. Yeah, aLive's going to recognize this too. He's like, wait a minute. These are still alive? These shouldn't still be alive.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't. Yeah.
I was going to bait this back over the other one, maybe? Nah. Okay, well, while this goes on, aLive still continues to just climb the army supply ladder at this point. And when you're playing Phoenix Adept and there's no AoE, there's no Colossus, there's no Storms, the problem is army supply is going to favor Terran pretty massively, actually, in this situation, especially when you consider this Widow Mines added into the mix.
Yeah, it's the army type that is truly worrying. I mean, army supply can be deceiving, depending on what compositions they are. I mean, Adepts get into the heart of the army along with those Phoenixes and still seems to tear down a lot of bigger armies. But it's the fact that aLive also has Widow Mines and Librators and an army supply and better upgrades. But I think Billowy is really screwed.
And?
No, that's it. That's it.
We forgot mules.
I don't think that's part of his army, dude.
No, but it creates the army and is worth balance one about, right? How was that within the range of the scan? Okay,
that
well,
was questionable.
it was like an angle point of view issue, I think. But regardless, so many Widow Mines are here. I'm actually worried about him killing his own army more than the Adepts at this rate. But he's gonna stim back.
Oh Jesus!
And that's gonna be a massacre. It's a friggin' massacre. Doubling the army supply. Phoenixes can't make up the difference here. Marines are lifted. Well, I said, you know, Phoenix can't make up the difference here, but maybe they can. They actually lift up every single Marine. So the anti-air here is so limited, but even then, looks like it's still not going to be enough.
Yeah. Maybe scan and get the observer. Rallying forward from Proxima is a pretty long distance to do so, but it's just barely enough. aLive takes the victory.
All right, this is the aLive I wanted to see. Not the slacker who is playing lazy, but the really good control. Super sick baiting. You look so weird with the light being different. Unless, wait, did you change your shirt during the break? No, you didn't, right?
No.
Yeah, it's just the lighting. Anyways, good game out of aLive, basically. I don't think that was a terrible game out of Billowy, but he made the biggest mistake possible in not replacing that Oracle, not getting an observer. Like, no detection is absolutely what screwed him for so long there.
Yeah. My lungs feel weird.
I really hope you're not going to die.
It's fine. It's just the smelly smell of a smell that makes
Smelly McSmellerson. Hey,
smelly smell.
Thank you, Chancellor Gorkin5567 for the 2 months up. Thanks for coming back. Says thanks for doing what you do and keeping the passion alive.
Ah.
Also, nice to see some familiar names on this list. Papa Mitch, Mausar, the Timenian. Oh, dude, I haven't seen the Timenian in a while. Flotch. Flotch contributes, even though Zest isn't here, the $1 code to the Match Arena page. Thank you guys so much for helping build up the prize pool, making it awesomely $227 now. Sequencer is the map selected out of Billowy. We'll get into that one next. I don't know if any codes are left at this point. We may have actually used all the codes up, which is great if that's the case.
Great. I'm missing you. That's what's missing.
Oh, I miss you too sometimes. But then I remember you're a terrible friend. No. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, not sorry.
So,
yep. Today is Mother's Day, of course. So I guess blanket happy Mother's Day to any of the moms that may be watching. Less than 2% of our audience, I'm sure. But yesterday I went to go do Mother's Day, I guess like a day early, because my parents were in town to visit their parents, so we all just kind of got together for a big family thing. First off, it worked out nice because my sister didn't come, which is great because I hate my sister. So it just ended up being this kind of intimate me, parents, and grandpa situation.
cool.
I had a really scary, I guess, I don't know how to phrase this, like real life moment with my grandparents. Because I don't know if it was just because it was Mother's Day and we're like being super appreciative to moms or whatever, But it quickly went from like family love to them reminiscing about the internment camps in World War II. Because for those who don't know, grandparents are Japanese, and that was a thing in Canada too. So it kind of like made me realize, like, yeah, sometimes there's just so much more to my grandparents than I remember. So either way, just there's people tweeting about Mother's Day to me right now, and make sure to not just appreciate your moms, guys, but their moms too. Grandparents are pretty important people.
Yeah.
And so that way too heavy, non-related story, we get into game number 2. Spawning here on the top right side, he's up 1-0. It's the red Terran aLive. And the camera bugged out again. God damn it.
In the bottom left is the blue Protoss. He is Billowy.
The weird thing about the camera bugs that I'm actually getting most confused by isn't actually that it's like getting stuck like this, right? It's that it jerks instantly. And like when you're zooming in and out, it just like suddenly zooms in all the way and there's no smooth pan in. Like it's really jarring.
It is. They should get on fixing that. And he might not be a mom, but he is an at-home dad gamer. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Father's Day is coming up too.
Yeah, actually, we're going to be working with Yord for a promotion for that. So we got a really cool tournament/show match on the way for that. Undetermined. I think we're going to do a show match for it. But yeah, we haven't done a lot of promo with Yord in several months. Somehow we've still managed to sell 7 watches, which is cool, I guess. But they're going to be giving us some Father's Day awesomeness. Also, I talked to them about codes too. So what's going to be kind of neat is I've convinced them to do this through Matcherino, and they'll be using coupon codes as the reward tier. So you can get like a $100 Yord gift card for like $50 contributed to the prize pool type thing.
Yay.
I think it's pretty cool. But anyways, that's still that's an up and coming thing, and we don't really know too much more about that yet because it's still in the planning processes. But bits was something we haven't heard much of today, and Papa Mitch comes in with 4,000 of them, and most importantly, a glorious Kriegasm to accompany them.
Nice.
But here's my question: you see that moving Kriegasm emote? Is that the rainbow laser coming out of his mouth, or is he sucking it into his mouth? Like, this is the Dust Gaming logo.
Obviously out of it. Like, you're just wrong on that one.
Really? Because when he opens the mouth initially, there's nothing in it.
It would exist while, before it got large, and then it would disappear as it got bigger if it was sucking it in. That is so convoluted. There's no way that's actually like a joke.
When you're immature enough, anything becomes a joke. So, Proxy Robo. Sorry, I actually was looking at the production and this didn't register with me till just now. Proxy Robo is a very weird thing to see. And what's interesting is aLive's build will work out so well because of the proxy. There's not going to be detection back at home. It's all going to take so long to first build over here and then traverse the map, a very long map, mind you, to go home and deal with these Widow Mines. So it's very important that Billowy gets the pre-overcharge, because if he doesn't shut this down before they burrow, they won't be shut down anytime soon. This is going to be rough. Okay, well, there's that burrow. Overcharge is a little bit late, but one Widow Mine still burrows. All it needs to do is sit pretty for the rest of the game. Warp Prism is what comes in proxy over here. Not an immortal or anything. Maybe he'll just lift this up and go to the main. I don't know if we've lost Omrium or not.
No. Like, aLive hasn't seen that their Robo was proxied, so he lifted up that Widow Mine that could have just stayed there and done more damage. It's a little unfortunate, but it is still around there. Could walk later, maybe.
Walk for your life. There's so many Marines out. A head-on engagement wouldn't go too badly for aLive, but that's the point of the Warp Prism. It's going to split this, and it's not going to be a head-on engagement. Factor in the transitions through that shade as well, and this is going to be really tough to keep up with things. SCVs in the main, though, are pulled immediately. Big Warp in accompany this, too.
Yeah, big Warp in. aLive's gonna have a little bit of difficulty splitting his army against this. Combat shield's gonna be denied, but stim maybe that'll be saved.
He could definitely save it.
He's gonna. He pulls all of the SCVs in the main base too. I didn't save it.
Well, regardless of that going down, the fact that stim still might finish is a much more important upgrade, I would certainly argue. But Widowmine gets targeted into the heart of the Adept, so it splashes the most amount possible. That was really cool to see. Unfortunately, though, 17 SCVs still died through this, and this is not so great for aLive.
Nah, he's down quite a considerable amount. It sucks they had to pull the SCVs into that, but he did, and it sucks he didn't get the War Prism. Adepts finally go down, but down 36 SCVs? That's... I don't think you're coming back from that.
No, what's really
25.
unfortunate is if the Widow Mines were still firing off on the other side of the field while this was going on, maybe this wouldn't be so bad. But that reminder that because he moved the Widow Mine, there's been no additional probe damage through all of this. More Adepts coming in because he can afford it, and this is going to be game.
Totally game. Oh my god. Yeah. Now he's down almost 36 SCVs.
Yeah, Widowmine's got a couple of shots, but I mean, it's nothing close enough to save this. And I think aLive knows it too. He's just kind of in denial. GG. Okay, well, not the end of the world. It's tied up now 1-1. But the reminder is we are actually in the losers bracket. So once they're out for good. Thank you, He Hate Me, for the bits. New bit boss. Crown you, sir. Hazard Course was a sub for 5 months coming back. Thank you very much. Manic Moment just subbed with Twitch Prime. No message, but we're glad to have you back. Or have you join us, excuse me. And I think that'll send us into a quick commercial break. So sit tight, folks. We'll see you with game number 3 when we get back. All right, folks, we're back, and we're getting into game number 3. Things have been tied up now 1-1. And keep in mind, the winner of this series, and now, more importantly, this game, will go on to fight against No Regret in the Losers Bracket Grand Finals, which will lead into the Tournament Grand Finals with 2 to possibly 3 best-of-3s remaining. But thank you for joining us for this week's BTSL. It's the kickoff for Season 4, and it was a little bit rough, but we still got some good games out of it. Spawning here in the top right, we do have the Red Terran aLive.
In the bottom left is the Blue Protoss. It is Billowy.
Also, as expected in a PvT cast, of course, there's some balance winding complaints in chat. And a lot of people really, I guess, particularly upset with the way that last game went. And the thing is, I'm going to be the first guy to balance one. Whether it's jokingly or seriously, I would be the first one to be on that bandwagon with you guys. But I feel like aLive missed the mark on a couple of different things. Most notably the Widowmine drop, of course. But there was a lot of ways he was like moving his units and getting stuck within his own barracks. Like the SCV pull was awkward. Then he hold positioned them like against ranged units. There was just like a lot of things there that didn't work because it was aLive, not because of Terran, I guess how I'm trying to phrase this. So I don't know, be as salty as you'd like. I'm not going to try and change minds here. I just really think you guys should make sure to keep in mind what is worth and what isn't worth complaining about.
Yeah, it was really... That wasn't a game where like almost nothing happened and then the Protoss kind of moved in and won, which that's the game where I'm like, well, something looks wrong. Now that game had a lot more going to it. That certainly aLive made a lot of mistakes, and it was an all-in, and it worked. It surprised your opponent, so it's always gonna be difficult to hold.
Oh my god, are you ready for this?
What? Sure.
Is that why, aside from Scarlet, there's no good Canadian players? Because they only know how to A move.
Why doesn't Scarlet? Why doesn't Scarlet suck? What's your secret? She doesn't use A as much.
She hits F2 before A moving.
Pre moving. Gotcha.
The rest of us just A move with no units selected. A? Grab a 2-6 of Marines over there, eh? Give her. All right. This Zealot, we haven't seen a Zealot push in quite some time, but it might just work out. The command center's not done. The pylon should go up. At least the Zealot will guard to make sure the pylon goes up. But this comes so quick with the Zealot. It's unexpected for sure. So SCVs are pulled. He really wants to deal with this before the mothership can overcharge it, but 2 pylons might be a little bit too much. But Billowy also kind of mucked around and didn't get to cancel the command center, which would have been huge.
Yeah, that would have been really nice. still with that Zealots providing a little bit of buffer for the Mothership Core, and now for the Adept as well. It's a pretty serious situation here. This was aLive's map choice, by the way. Defender's Landing, the other... I guess there's always going to be one in the map pool, right? There's always going to be one in the family. That's the short distance and just kind of clumsy map in general. I don't like it personally. I don't like it not just because of the short map, because I think it's really like stupidly set
think the natural is just horrible. This is the map that wasn't in the map contest too, right?
Yeah, it's the one that like everyone was like, why is this even in a thing? So yeah, but that's not really what this is about. This is just about, you know, a good old fashioned one base opener, really committed Protoss opener. And he's done the damage.
He's really resistant to pop another overcharge. I'm not sure what he's waiting to bait with this or otherwise, but Oracle heads towards the main, and I guess is hoping everything's focused on the front. Vikings not back here either, so SCVs are going to get picked off. Not too many of them will go down, though. You should be able to push this off.
Not too shabby. Billowy is expanding, as well as getting a Void Ray.
The Void Ray is kind of funny, because it's going to wreck, like, that Viking, for example. Still
it
an
would.
overcharge.
It just decides to save it. I don't know. Like, if with all of these units attacking, the Oracle, the Adepts of the fronts, and whatnot, you know, like, roughly what they're doing, and that's usually not still committing to a Widow Mine job, because the only reason I can think of that you would save the Mothership Core energy is that you're afraid they're gonna counter drop you, counterattack you. But that's not the case. You saw the Viking. No, there's two Vikings. I guess there's always that potential. So he's gonna just send it back home. It's a very safe play. He did get the Void Ray and he sent it across the map, and he's proxying a gateway too. So even though he got a Nexus and is still getting probes, there's that little bit of aggression that could definitely surprise aLive, or at least keep him contained on one base.
Yeah, the funny thing is, like, this gateway being proxied isn't even that locked into an all-in. Like, this is still dedicated, it's pressured, yada yada yada, but it's one gateway for like faster warp-in, something you can actually kind of afford to do if you really want to put the screws to somebody who you've denied a natural for so long. Pylon buys even more time, and all Billowy has to do is just kind of sit pretty, and he's already ahead.
Yeah. Well, that's a nice army for aLive. Now, remember, there's like, his armor supply isn't so bad. In fact, it's up ahead of Billowy, but it's not upgraded like we'd usually see. No upgrades, of course, +1 or, armor or attack, but also no stim or combat shields.
Ooh,
he sees Cyclones.
Well, he sees this going across the map. There's no way he's going to rely on just pylons to hold, but maybe forcing out a base trade?
Maybe. I mean, it seems to be that's where it's going.
I mean, the Void Ray can shoot the building, so there's no floating away for aLive. On the other hand, though, aLive doesn't have stim, so there's not that much damage with the army. It primarily comes in the Cyclones, so if he kills those Cyclones, he wins the base race. Oh, production here is so limited. He picks up the fallbacks. There's no Widow Mines being produced right now. SCV's building the additional barracks are shut down. The Oracles come in and kill the Marines. It's a slaughter on aLive's side of the map, but the same thing can be said for Billowy. I think a force field, though, will win him this game. I think that's what it's going to really come down to.
Oh, what a base trade. What a world. Hopefully he doesn't miss it. He has all that energy on the Mothership Core. Oh, still one overcharge left.
I can't believe what just happened.
That was a pretty good Widow Mine shot.
That Widow Mine got like probably 50% of the resources killed this game.
Amazing. Oh, God.
That being said, I still think, yeah, as we watch the race commence, I guess aLive is floating a building to try and keep it safe. But I don't know. He can't hold out for too long. Billowy's gonna turn around though. Like Marge Simpson here.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
He's preparing the Cyclones. I love this. This is such a silly touch, but it's great. He'll see the command center. He sees the command center. I'm surprised he's not going for it right now. Maybe he saw the command center but didn't notice the command center? I don't know how to phrase that any differently.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I guess he needs everything on the front lines. He's still down 6 army supply. Force Field's desperately trying to help out here, but besides buying a little bit more time in the Widow Mine.
I think the Oracle should be enough, honestly. And that Void Ray, of course, is going to have almost no anti-air to contest it.
I'm not really bothering to micro the Marines. And then that goes down to the Void Ray anyways.
Yeah, that's
it.
It's going to be it for aLive. Although he is trying. He drops the mules with GG. Billowy will knock out our Terran, and now we actually have perfect balance of 1 Terran, 1 Zerg, and 1 Protoss.
Perfect.
Balance achieved after David Kim is gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Dun, dun, dun. No, but this will mean it's going to be No Regret versus Billowy. It's a ZVP. Honestly, don't know how No Regret feels about the matchup. We've seen Billowy play countless ZVPs to know where he's at. Regardless, guys, we're going to go to a small commercial break while we get that lobby set up, and we'll get into it as soon as possible. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for watching, and I guess I'm going to go... Okay, I'll let you pick some of your episode. Chat can love or hate you for this.
What?
I want to do another t-shirt giveaway today. Should we award it to the Bit Boss? It's only 100 health, so this is a really easy Bit Boss to achieve. Or do we do it through Partoofs again?
Partoofs. We don't do many raffles anymore.
All right. We'll set up that raffle then for the grand finals once we get there. And we'll give away a t-shirt to somebody in chat. Keep in mind, if you don't know how the raffles work, you just by watching the stream, you get like 5 Partoofs every couple of minutes. So double for subscribers. Or no, it's 1 Partoof every 5 minutes, excuse me, and then double for subscribers. Point is, all you gotta do is be able to afford to buy 1 ticket, and you're in the running. Be back in a bit, though. See you soon for No Regret versus Billowy Losers Bracket Grand Finals.